Too early. It's a good thing the one I need is close to the top because my kid is asleep. Oh, careful. Look at that. No problem. Hey guys, so my guy came to visit. Yes, so it's a little early. I have to go to work today. Today and tomorrow I have in-service, but summer's not over yet. I have 2 more weeks-ish after this one. But I thought it's a good time to do a 30 and 30 update, 30 books in 30 days update. Yeah, so I woke up on, what day was it? The 9th. I woke up on the 9th at 6 books, so getting a little behind already, and decided to do an impromptu 24 and 48 challenge, and I read 19 and a half books over the last 2 days. So I woke up this morning having finished 10 books. So I'm back on track. So over the course of the 2 days, I finished Kristen Lavransdatter by Sigrid Undset. I've been reading this with Ange, and it's 3 books in 1 volume. So we have read this. I'll have to ask Anne how long we've been reading this one. It's been quite a while, but so glad to finish it. I will say the middle book was a bit slumpy, but I'm pleased to report that the last book was great, thoroughly engrossing. And this is set in Norway in like the 14th century, I think. So it's really interesting historically. And then I finished Jane Austen's Persuasion. Oh, these are cute. These are very satisfying to hold, these editions. They're from Vintage Classics. They just feel good in your hands. I had never read Persuasion, and this is one of the only ones that I've read thus far that I had not watched the movie first. So I've watched the movie first for Pride and Prejudice, obviously, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma. I also read Mansfield Park, but that wasn't my favorite. But this one, this could be a favorite. The love letter and the delivery of the love letter in this book are just spot on perfection. Could be the best love letter of all time. Oh, it was so good. Okay, and then I finished Women Talking by Miriam Taves. This was really good. It's just set over the course of 2 days, and it's basically just an extended conversation with these women talking. And I'm sure you've heard of this book. It's been all over BookTube, but it's basically a Mennonite community in South America. It's based on a true story, and some men in the community have been systematically raping all the women from 3 years old through, grandmothers. And yeah, but it was just a really great literary read and a lot to unpack and think about. It's not got a lot of plot because it's literally just their conversations, but I thoroughly appreciated that book. And then I finished We Cast a Shadow on audiobook. I was buddy reading that with Robert from Butter Hordes and Kendra Winchester and Jacqueline from 6 Minutes to Me. I had a love-hate relationship with that book all the way through. It's just like down and up and down and up. For me, but in the end, I really, really liked thematically what he had to say. He really pulled it together in the end and made it all make sense. So yes, I don't own that book yet, but I will probably pick it up for my collection next time I go to the used bookstore, if they have it. So I have replaced that audiobook with Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I'm about an hour and a half in. It's only, I think, a 6-hour audiobook, so I should finish this in a couple more days. I will listen to it on my commute today. I'm going to pick up Tom Jones. No, Tom Jones is the author. I'm going to pick up Sonny Liston Was a Friend of Mine today. This is another Faber Stories that Sean and I are reading together. And I might dip back into Anthony Trollope, The Last Chronicle of Barset. I am way behind on this buddy read. Way behind. But, oh, and I have An American Marriage on ebook, just in case I get some reading time today. You know, on the down low. Anyway, I guess I better go to work. I don't even know how I made it to the right spot without mishap, but I'm documenting where I am so I can find my way back. The library, wish my meeting was in there. They have my favorite snacks. This is gonna be a good day.
It's still great. I love what I do, but it's different than the tote bag, and it's different than the poster and the me. I don't know how many of you have listened to the news this morning.
I can come to that?
Well, I'm trying to read it real quick.
My word, you saw me video my parking spot, and it's a good thing too. I still had to have a friend drive me to my vehicle because I do not have this skill set. You think you can catch it? Go get it, babe. No way. Gabriel. You're so beautiful. This makes me so happy. So very happy. Y'all, there it is. I've been trying to capture it. It's too far away to get a good picture, but it's a black bee. Like, it's solid black. I wish it would come closer. And it's totally raining. Okay, maybe that's, oops, ooh, that's it. That's the black bee. Is it a bee? Maybe it's a mimic. I must analyze the situation. Wow, that's pretty scary looking, to be quite honest. It might be a while. Wow, and look at that. There's just all kinds of weird stuff in this zinnia patch. Oh my goodness. Came out for, I got distracted. Score! I'm so happy. I got my shirt, Kendra. Hey guys, I'm having a good hair day, so I thought I'd better document it in the car in good lighting even before we get done at the gym and it doesn't look like this anymore. Oh, my glasses are fogging up. It is hot as blazes out there. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go to the spa and then the gym and then the grocery store to buy all the healthy food. We're living our best life. We are. I need to make a grocery list.
Do we have to get all that stuff?
Probably. I can do 15-minute miles again. Yay!
Fried rice too?
Yeah. It's pretty good looking.
I'm so excited. We haven't had a good storm in a while. Day number 13. I just finished book number 13. I'm on fire. You like that butterfly? Butterfly's smarter than you. You my guy. You my guy. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, so pretty.
She's laying on my left arm.
Are you cozy, TT? She's purring, man. She's a loud motor. Hey, thought I should do a little check-in because the books are changing a lot around here. I want to get back into Anthony Trollope's The Last Chronicle of Barset. Hopefully get that read this week. It's been hanging around for a month or two, but I put little post-its in there so I would motivate myself, you know? So the purple one is where I want to get to today. That was Kate Howell's Let's Check In. I was buddy reading it with her and Petra. Petra's finished long ago. And I'm sure Kate's probably close to finishing if she hasn't already. But I want to get there today. And then the back tab is at the appendices. I can't stand it when I can't see where the end of the book is. So that's motivational there. And then I picked up When I Was Puerto Rican by Esmeralda Santiago. I picked this up last night. I'm buddy reading it with Alba from Seriella and Heidi from My Reading Life. And Heidi already finished the first 5 chapters and she says it's on track to be a 5-star. I originally saw this on Stephanie's channel from Time to Read and she, I'm sure, gave it 5 stars. She gushed about it. And Alba read it when she was a kid, I think. And she's rereading it in Spanish. So this book was originally written in English. The author was born in Puerto Rico and moved to the States when she was like upper elementary or middle school. I haven't read it all yet, but Alba said recently she has put it out in Spanish, so I don't know if she translated it herself or someone else did, but there's a new introduction by her in Spanish talking about the 2 languages and what it's like to, grow up with 2 languages. And I wish my edition had that. I'm gonna get Alba to tell me more about it because it was just so wonderful listening to her talk about it. Last night I was listening to her messages. So anyway, I want to get caught up in this so that I can listen to all those messages because that's just like right up my alley. And then I want to pick up Towers Falling by Jewel Parker Rhodes. This is another one of those upper elementary books that I borrowed from my local elementary school for the summer. And I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory what this one is about. But I'm hoping that I can get this read. It's pretty big margins in text. I'm hoping I can get this maybe read today or at least by tomorrow morning so I can keep up. Because, I've finished 13 books and today's the 14th. And I just want to keep that momentum of staying caught up because I do have to work 4 more days this month. So don't want to fall behind. So I've been sitting around doing a bunch of nothing today and once again don't have a video ready to post. So I'm just going to share what vlog footage I have for the week and call it a day. So this is the end of the vlog. So thanks so much for watching. Now, several of you have asked about the zinnias. So if you're not interested in gardening, really, thanks so much for watching. And the next, 3 to 5 minutes are just going to be gardening chatter, and I will share what little I know about these gorgeous flowers. I apologize in advance for the noise level outside, but you know, my neighbors are enjoying the big wide world. So I live in Middle Tennessee outside of Nashville. I'm not sure what gardening zone I'm in. I don't really pay attention. And I planted these from seed 4 years ago. Actually, the seeds were from the season before. So I just used the rest of the packs a year later and they came up just fine. I had about 6 packs of seeds. One pack was a really rich red, maybe similar to this one. One pack was a candy stripe, and I will show you that if I find one. And then there was a pack that was kind of green. I'm thinking these white ones might be leftovers from that. And the rest were just variety, different shapes. Some zinnias are like pom-pom looking like this, and some are more single level petals like this. So yeah, now when they pollinate each year, these come back from seed. So when they pollinate each year, they cross-pollinate and they kind of start reverting back to their natural state, and you can see that there is a lot of pink now, a lot of pink. It's beautiful, I love it, but I think pink might be the dominant color. So every year when I pull up the remains, I try to grab the heads of some of the different colors that I like and make sure and leave those on the ground to come up next year. But I think this next year I will buy some new seeds in different colors just to kind of freshen up my variety here. So yeah, they come up on their own every year like this. I know that when I was visiting Joe Smith in Oregon, she mentioned them, and oh, that's looking junky right there because my bad boy kitty was in the flowers today. But anyway, Joe Smith mentioned that she tried zinnias and they didn't grow this prolifically where she was. So, you know, flowers like what they like, plants like what they like. So, you know, you have to check your region and see how they do. But yeah, these come up on their own. The seedlings are pretty distinctive, so they're easy to spot. I do have to, as they're coming up every spring, I have to weed them good about 3 times because you have to let everything come up to let the zinnias reseed themselves. I don't use any you know, weed poisons or insecticides. I don't like poisoning the earth if I can help it. And I do put new soil down every year or so, just to freshen it up a bit, and that does have a little bit of fertilizer in it. But yeah, what else to tell you? I have to thin them, so about the second time that there's Bee Baby watching me. About the second time that I weed them, or third time, I will thin them out too, because they grow up really thick. So I have to thin out about 2/3 of the seedlings so they're not, you know, too cramped in here. Other than that, I do have to water them. You know, in the spring when it's not so hot, if it's, you know, in the low 80s or colder, I can water them like every other day if it's not raining a lot. And then, or if it's overcast, they do better. But when it's warmer like this, if it's, you know, mid 80s, 90s, sunny, I have to water them every single day unless it rains. And what else do you need to know? I wouldn't say they're invasive, but they do escape their confines. So, you know, if you guys are concerned about having a nice lawn, obviously I'm not. They do get into the lawn a little bit. And Oh, in the fall, they do require some maintenance. Then I mentioned, you know, when they start getting old looking and I have to pull them out, you know, you have to rip them out of the ground sometime in the fall. There's a candy striped one. You have to rip them out in the fall and put them in your brush pile. So yeah, that's about it. You know, when you're ripping them out and putting them in the brush pile, make sure and leave several of the dried heads behind. I mean, a lot of them fall naturally throughout the summer, but throw your favorites down on the ground in the mix and throw a little extra soil. And yeah, they last, I don't know, they come up I guess in May, and so they're really young and a lot shorter in June, and growing up is really exciting to see which ones you're gonna get. And then in July they're fairly nice, but you can see they're starting to age, and then August they'll start getting kind of skanky. September they're pretty darn skanky. And October is usually when I rip them out, the 1st of October. I just like to leave them, even though they don't look beautiful in September. I like to leave them up for the wildlife. These attract a great deal of wildlife. I have more than 10 varieties of butterflies that visit on a daily basis. I don't know how many bees. I should check next year and make a chart and figure out what kind of bees I have visiting, but I would guess about that many varieties of bees as well. And a lot of wasps and flies, which are also pollinators, but I'm not, you know, filming them because I don't think they're quite as cute. And there's a lot of stuff in the underbrush down there too. They get a little bit of June beetles, but you can see the June beetles eat the leaves. But you know, I figure the beetles have to eat too. But there's beetles in the ground, worms, I don't know, all kinds of junk in there. I also get the hummingbird moths that I've shown you a few times. Hummingbirds are attracted to these. They don't necessarily always feed on the zinnias. They like the butterfly bush back there against the wall, and also this tall plant here has purple blooms, kind of like petunias, that they like. But I think the zinnias, the bright patch of color, attracts the hummingbirds, and the hummingbirds do feed on them a little bit. I also get goldfinches on these, which is another reason I leave them up when they start drying out, because the goldfinches feed on the seed pods here. So yeah, that's I guess most of what I know about the zinnias. Let me know if you have any other questions and I will try to answer, but I'm happy to know that you guys love them as much as I do. Chat with you soon. Bye.